Okay. So for those of you who were on with me earlier, WTF, I had no sound. I gave the message of my life and had no sound. So I know a few people popped in for it and heard a lot of nothing and saw probably just the passion in my face when I was giving my little message earlier. I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I didn't have my morning coffee and didn't drink as much water as I normally would in the morning. So I decided, why not? Let's do a repeat, right? That first time when I gave the message and nobody could hear anything was really just a practice round. It was what I needed. So when I'm able to deliver the message again, I'm able to hit all the points that I meant to hit in the first one and maybe add a few little gems to go with it. So what I was talking about and what I wanted to talk to you about today was morning affirmations. So I'm on the East Coast and it is about 10:45 here. So it's still the morning time. And for those late risers, you're probably just getting up anyways on the East Coast. And I'm in perfect time for those of my people who are on the West Coast. You guys are be getting up, starting your day. So I wanted to give you a few nuggets, some things to think about, some reflection, maybe some motivation, inspiration, elevation. Let's just go with every Asian that we can in this nation. Oh, like that? I've got ours. But anyways, so I want to talk about morning affirmations or mantras. So do you do an affirmation? Do you have a mantra? Do you do mantras? Do you know the difference? Like, I think that's the key right there. Do you know the difference between an affirmation and a mantra? So if I were to say, I am a money magnet manifester, is that an affirmation? Or is that a mantra? Well, it's both. I tricked you, haha. So technically, mantras, if we go back to Sanskrit meaning mantras is chant. And so it's something that you would chant. So I could chant essentially, right? I am a money magnet manifester. I'm a money magnet manifester. With all those M's in the alliteration, it's probably going to trip me up at some point. I'm a money magnet manifester. However, modern day, a lot of the mantras that you'll see people say out loud or even, write down, they're really kind of like affirmations. And if you think of, for some of us who do yoga, we say Om. Om is a mantra. Om is everything you ever need and then some. So the idea of mantras really is something that can be chanted, can be repeated, or something you can meditate on. So you can meditate on Om, and Om will help you quiet down. It will center you, right? You'll be able to get into your body if you say Om. The money magnet manifester, you can do the same thing, but you see that that takes a lot. So when you are deciding on your mantra, I suggest you make it short and sweet. The other thing is it's about intentionality. It's what the Om represents. So the Om helps you open up or unblock your crown and your third eye chakra. So with the crown chakra here, elevating here, and our third eye chakra, which is right between our eyebrows, Om helps you connect to those two source points. The crown chakra is extremely important with you connecting to your higher self, the spiritual self, the third eye, seeing past what is not necessarily visible in this world, are super important when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to being mindful in general. So that's why when I say mantra, it's best if you have a mantra that's short. That's something you can easily say versus I'm a money magnet manifester. So a few things to think about. I personally have a mantra, and my mantra is amped. And for me, when I say amped, I could go in like amped. That is the energy and the intention that I put behind that is calling to my higher self, allowing me to connect back with the universe. So I use this particular mantra when I am in the doing mode, right? And when I'm caught up in the doing mode and just doing. Maybe when I was giving that speech this morning that nobody heard, I say my mantra, and that brings me back into the present moment. It brings me back into the space. It takes me out of my head and into my body. I'm able to tap in when I say that, when I repeat it, if I do it as a meditation, or if I just do it as just like a mantra, just as a chant, right? A chant. So that is so like critical that you have something that means something to you. So when you're choosing a mantra, yeah, you can put a sentence together, but it doesn't have to be a sentence. It doesn't have to be a full phrase. It doesn't have to make sense, right? It doesn't have to be a legit word. It just has to be you. It's gotta be intentional. It's gotta be filled with energy and purpose behind it. So when it comes to affirmations, if you know me at all, you know I am an affirmations girl. I love doing affirmations. That is probably the second activity that I do when I wake up in the morning is affirmation. A little tip about my morning routine, a little tea there, we'll sip. My morning routine, the first thing I do, the first mindfulness exercise I do in the morning, you probably can't guess. You might think it's a meditation, but no, that's not the first thing I'm doing. The first thing I'm doing is like a sensory exercise. And as soon as I swing my feet from under the nice warm comforters, right, and I place my feet on the floor, I've got this lovely, beautiful wood floor. And so as I place my feet in it every day, I remain conscious and aware. I think about how the floor feels, right? Is the floor cold? Is the floor wet? It might be moisture, it might be condensation. It could be maybe my dog decided she wanted to pee there for whatever reason, right? Like those are the things that come to my mind, okay? Hot, cold, what does it feel like? Can I feel the grooves in the wood, right? Those are things that help center you. It's a mindfulness exercise because it's also taking you out of your mind. So a lot of times you get up in the morning, you might already have a list of the 100 things that you are trying to do today, right? The lives that you are trying to impact. And it takes you out of that and it brings you to a center point to where you're thinking about being in your body and feeling into your body and what that means to you, right? So as your feet are on the floor, you're just getting out of bed. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it wet? That takes you from that stream of thought, which would be like the doing thought, the unconscious mind, the monkey mind that people sometimes call it. And it brings you back and it centers you into your body. Because when you start thinking about the long list that you have of incredible things that you're going to do for that day, that helps you bring about anxiety, right? It brings about stress in your body. So imagine that's the first thing you're doing in the morning is you're bringing in stress. But you need to bring in peace. You need to bring in love and bring in joy. And stress is not the first thing you want to do first thing in the morning. So that's actually a tip about part of my morning routine involves that mindfulness exercise. It's very practical. It doesn't take a long time, right? For you to notice, okay, where are my feet? Like where are my feet now? I feel a carpet. It's actually a rug, right? I can feel the pattern in the rug in my feet right now. So that's me being conscious and cognizant of what I'm doing, not just or really where I am in my being as opposed to just doing. So like I was talking about was affirmations, right? I'm the affirmation like queen, self-proclaimed. I say my morning affirmations. I've got a list of about 9 of them that I say. And affirmations are perfect for anyone who is trying to infuse more positivity to their life, who wants to stop negative self-sabotaging behavior. They work wonderful because they're aspirational goals. So one of mine is that I surrender to the what isness of life and only hold the energy required in this moment. So if we think about that particular affirmation, that I'm surrendering to the what isness of life, because I know I can't control everything, right? It is what it is. Like, it's a beautiful day right now, but in 10 minutes I'm here in the South. It could be pouring rain, right? And it could be stormy. So I surrender to that. I surrender to my thoughts of being able to control that, or control an environment, or control somebody. What I can control is me in that moment. And so I surrender to the what isness of life and only hold the energy required in that moment. To me, that's another aha. I'm not bringing in yesterday's old bad energy into today. I am not bringing in the situation that just happened. I'm not taking that energy and holding it in this moment. I'm allowing this moment to be what it is. It's absolutely perfect, right? There's nothing wrong with this moment. And I'm sitting in this perfectness. I am enjoying this perfection right here, right now. I'm not thinking about the imperfection that might have happened 3 seconds ago, or the imperfection that might happen, 10 seconds from now, or a minute from now, or a day from now, or whatever. Because what that does is, again, that causes stress and anxiety. It can cause depression. It can cause a whole host of things that are detrimental to our mental health and well-being. And as we have seen in today's society, especially with the pandemic, mental health issues are on the rise. And the crazy thing, 100% of mental health issues are treatable, and majority of them are preventable. You can stop yourself from thinking those negative thoughts. You can infuse your thoughts with positivity. You can neutralize self-sabotaging and negative beliefs. And with that, you can stop even having, or going down that pattern, which might lead you to anxiety, which might lead you to depression, which might lead you to abuse substances or what have you. You can stop that right now. You can prevent it. And, mental health is another thing that I'm such an advocate for, because I know with simple mindfulness activities, with simply being aware, with simply not allowing yesterday's drama to affect your reality today and going forward, that has a huge impact. Another tip for mental health is social support, having friends, having a community. Feeling a sense of belonging is a protective factor for mental health. And so all of these things, with my morning routine with affirmations, I am consciously fusing positivity into my life. I am making that choice. And that's a choice that you too can make. You can make that choice every single day to infuse positivity into your life. So whether you do it through affirmations or whether you do it through mantras, whatever it is that you do, make sure it's coming from you. You're not doing it because I said so. You're not doing it because your mama and them said so. You're doing it because you know that it works for you. There are so many different roads to get to this inner peace and joy and happiness, but it's about finding the road that works best for you. So I just want to thank you. And plus I need to do a repeat because apparently I was on mute or whatever. But have a lovely day. Make it great, make it impactful, make it worthy. We have a limited number of days left. And if this is your last, make sure it's enjoyable. So thank you so much. Bye.